Welcome to At a Glance, the series where we go over a game we had recently, go over what went right, what went wrong, what you can learn from it, etc., etc. There's no one particular player I want to focus on with this game, as much as I want to focus on the entire team and how they played, because honestly, they didn't do that well. But they're doing this thing I've noticed since Unranked came back, where they will target ban specific players despite the fact that the players they're target banning only did a good job because they were bad. Like, that's kind of, you can gather from the thumbnail and the title of the video and everything, that this team here is terrible, but also they relied on the bans to fix how terrible they are, when the things they did wrong were completely preventable. Like, we're not even going to bother looking at how they prep this. The first thing I want to look at is their composition. They've got Oryx, Rook, and T-Bird. That right there screams that this is a gunner team. This is a team that wants to just take duels and fight. The Echo is sort of the same thing, honestly. People don't use Echo for utility, and it fucking hurts me. And Azami's just good. Azami's not a gunner per se, but people do still use her as a gunner. So they're all good to get their Rook armor. I don't even think Oryx is setting up. I don't even think anyone on this team is setting up walls. Like, I'm looking at the top right. They have 6 impacts, a shield, 2 proxies. They've set up 1 wall. They're only setting up the externals. They have 10 seconds left, and the only walls they have done have been their external walls, and that's it. If you do any droning whatsoever, if you examine the enemy team, and you're, playing on blue team right now, what you're thinking is, this is the freest wall I've ever seen in my life. And you can tell we're going to go for that. We have the thermite. We didn't scan everyone, so I went Cali on instinct to destroy bandit batteries. And our goal is going to be open up the IT wall and just hit site, because they don't really have anything to stop us from doing that. Me and Therm and Nomad are all going for the wall. Therm has defused. That's not bad. I'm going to come over to this building here. When you're repelled on this building, you can safely Cali the wall to get bandit batteries off. And you've got an angle onto Raptor's door. You've got an angle sort of into electrical if they go for either of these jump outs. Like, this is a very protective, I'm going to save your life kind of position to play. I'm going to peek into the hole, because the hole's there. I want to pressure them. Oryx ran into my sight line to take this fight and immediately went down for it. And also, one thing I missed that I will give this team credit for, their T-Bird left. Their T-Bird just lagged out. I'm going to give them credit. That's part of why they lost, but when you look at how they play, that one missing person didn't really change anything. So Oryx goes down, like, immediately. We've got Glaz here watching deep into rafters. Echo is downstairs. Rook and Azami are just at Raptor's door. They're a little pinned. Azami runs in, gets lit up, goes down. Rook goes down and just dies. We're at the 2-minute mark. And now this is a 4v1 in which the last guy is just coming up from blue after killing our Nook. So we know that the Echo's there, and he does give away his position with that impact. We're just gonna kind of swarm him from every angle. He goes down, we hear he goes down, and we just finish him. They did nothing to stop us. They didn't electrify the wall. They played almost exclusively gunners. I don't know if Azami did any Azamis. I don't know. Did Echo die with both his drones in pocket? He died with 1 drone in pocket. I don't even know where the other is. And Oryx and Rook can't really do much besides gunfight. This first round, there was nothing stopping us from doing the exact thing we wanted to do. And that's just round 1. Because it's unranked, there are now bans. And the new ban system is that there are bans between every single round instead of at the very beginning. I forget what we banned. I think we banned the Oryx. They banned the thermite, because they think the big issue with their strat, the big thing that cost them that round, was that thermite opened the wall. I don't think they realize there are other hard breachers in the game, like Ace, which we're literally just going to play instead. Instead of doing something on the defense to prevent our hard breach, they go Ella, Azami, Rook, Solus. They actually do nothing to prevent the hard breach. Are you seeing why the title of this video is what it is? We're gonna skip the prep phase. They've used 2 reinforcements, and guess what? It's the IT walls. Let's just... Solus is going for this peak here from Rafters door. And if I remember this right... Yup. I just get her from that same angle I showed earlier. And then... Rook's going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to look away because I'm, you know, anticipating something on the wall. I look at the door. And there goes Rook. Again, to their credit, they're missing a person. It's hard to win a 4v5 game. That does not excuse doing dumb shit like this. Like, this is actual, like, copper bronze lobby shit. So we're at the 2:30 mark, and we're now in a 2v5. All 5 of us are right here with defuse. We're all safe. We're all good. Azami's at the door. Ella's in Rafters. So we're just going to throw smoke. Glaz is going to try to get aggressive. Full transparency, I don't like how our Glaz plays. That's kind of always been an issue I have, but if she doesn't ask for help, I'm not going to help her. So she can just play Glaz however she wants. She walks down the smoke. Azami just blind fires, because that's what you do with smoke. You just blind fire into smoke. So now we're down 1. We're just sort of sitting around doing nothing. This is something that I don't like what we did, because we're all just sort of sitting here holding angles and not actually taking space. We are droning. We have 1 person droning electrical and seeing that electrical is clear. If you can hear that ping sound, it's because we have drones in server and we have drones in command. So we have constant red pings on everyone. Osa walks in, actually takes space in IT. We have Ace in electrical. We have Nomad in connector. So we finally have things happening. 1 fight happening over in connector. Ella's giving up Rafters. I'm pressuring Rafters. We lose the first person. Azami takes down our Ace. So Diffuse is now at electrical door. Now we're starting to kind of fuck things up for ourselves. Osa's going to start pushing up to take more space and put some pressure on the Ella that is no longer in Rafters. Where is this Ella? Ella's coming up blue. Like I said before, we have a drone in command who is currently red pinging both of them. So we know for a fact Azami's in connector, Ella's in connector, or not connector, command. They're both in command. Nomad's in connector, which they've barricaded off. I didn't even notice that. They barricaded off connector. So even if we didn't see them, we don't have to worry about a flank. We have Diffuse right there. So Diffuse is pretty much ours. We have IT. They're pretty much stuck unless they want to go down blue again. Okay, is that the drone? That's the drone. That is the drone we have in command that they just didn't shoot. So the current state of the game is we're in a really good position right now. We're making mistakes, but it's still 2v3. So it's just going to come down to us trying to find picks while they're bunkered down in command. Like, they can't really do anything. I'm trying to find an angle because there is a hole in connector over here looking into default plant, but I can't, you know, jump through it. I can't breach it because Callie. So I'm relying on the rest of the team to help make a path for me. Nomad breaks the barricade to get into server. Osa's got this angle into command. Nomad goes down because they've got the angle. Osa's holding... Let's see this angle. Osa's pretty much holding into sight. Gets aggressive. Takes down the Azami. She does get downed. She does rug armor herself up. Ella and Osa trade. It's just me and this Azami who just went down. I'm getting constant red pings. I have to decide right now, do I plant or do I go for the kill? There are 5 seconds left, and this Azami would be safe to push me because I have no cover. I'm going to push in, and I just spray at the red pings. The red pings from the drone that's in sight saved this fucking game. Because this drone that they never shot just had constant pings on command the entire time. And because of the positions we had and the holes we made, command was the only place they were really safe, per se. They didn't really set up anything. They didn't really give themselves a defense or anywhere to fall back. They just, again, gave us the wall for free, even though they banned the thermite. Played hyper aggro, because they lost the Rook and the Solus here. And didn't shoot the drone in command, despite playing in command. Like, even if they reinforced 1 or 2 of these walls, they would have been fine. They would have been safe. But they just didn't set up anything. Like, I know I keep giving them credit. It's a 4v5. It's hard to win a 4v5. That does not excuse not reinforcing walls, not playing utility. That does not excuse you being bad. That just means that you're at a disadvantage. You're still bad at Siege. I'm real annoyed that the replay viewer doesn't actually show the bans. It just shows that bans happened. But their ban this time, the operator we can't play, is Callie. The operator who destroys the utility so we can open the wall so that the hard breacher can do their job. But they didn't bring anything to stop the wall. They brought the mute, and that's about it. And even then, mute's not that strong of a wall denial character. He's not even denial per se, he's stall. So again, this composition is the warden, who is a gunner, the rook, who's a gunner, the mute, who's a lot better than the picks they've had, and the Mira, who's a lot better than the picks they've had. Now, we're on a basement site. The thing about basement sites is they play two ways. Either they're like Oregon basement, where you have to fight sort of direct and actually get in the basement and take these fights, which this comp would be a little better for. Or the second type of basement, which is the basement Nighthaven is, there's a lot of vertical, like a fucking lot. There's a hatch here for Animus. There's a lot of soft here, like right above tube, right above A site. There's a lot of soft floors here above B, and above Nano, right behind B, where usually the Mira holds. On a defense like this, you want to be able to stall the enemy out. You want to be able to prevent them from getting the vertical. You want roamers. You want characters who are going to be able to prevent them from taking the vertical. And the way they're setting this up, I can just let this play out and you'll see exactly what the issue is. They're setting up their utility, sorta. The Mira's bullying the Rook for being AFK. They're setting up mute jammers. They're setting up their Mira windows, etc. No one is going for this hatch. No one is going to do anything about this vertical. They're all going to be just sort of just fish in a barrel in sight and just give us this vert for free. Like, if you're on a drone and you see this on a basement attack, that's free. That right there is massive. We're going to capitalize on that. I'm going to immediately rush for warehouse, put a breach charge on the warehouse wall. I'm going to really quick check my drone, see how safe it is, blow the wall, and I'm going to immediately heap onto the hatch. That hatch should not be fucking open at the 230 mark. That's how you know you really fucked up. In the meantime, underneath, Ace is already opening walls, Fuse is already hitting the walls. So that mute that they had, the mute that was the only wall denial they had, isn't really doing shit. We're gonna fuse the shit out of the wall. We're gonna ace the shit out of the walls. So now they have this pressure down here from the walls getting opened, especially the main wall, and they have the pressure from above, because I'm free to just open holes and get vertical on them. They're legitimately just giving us free vertical, which on a basement site like this, you should not fucking do. Fuse is going to try to peek in and get immediately popped. I'm going to get pings on where this mirror window is while I'm up here. I know that the mirror window's there. My goal is to shoot the mirror window. What happens is I look like a cheater, because you can see I get the ping for the mirror window. I shoot the Mira herself. And you can see me pause because I'm confused as to what happened. I open the mirror window. The people downstairs, Glaz and Ace, have a much safer time pushing into B. I don't know why they're pushing into A instead, into Animus. Warden's watching one side. Mute's watching the other. Rook's sitting in Nano trying to peek through the main breach. Ace is going to get some damage on the Warden. Not much is going to come from that. Warden's going to waste his C4. Get absolutely nothing. We're going to start taking space in Animus now that they've wasted the Nitro. We're going to get people inside. Glaz goes down. Again, I don't like how our Glaz plays. We got some blood on the Warden. Warden just gets the drop on our Ace. So it's 2v2 at the 120. I'm just coming downstairs to help our Nomad. And at the worst possible time, Mute goes to swing this and dies. So now it's a 2v1 at the 115 mark. And we know for a fact this Warden's sitting on Diffuser. I'm going to open this hole on the wall. Just to put a little pressure on the Warden. Because I don't know if he's sitting on Diffuser. I don't know if he's playing in tube to keep us from pushing in. Nomad's going to take Nano. So we have sort of this crossfire on him. He can't leave the room. The downside is he doesn't need to. I get a little blood on the Warden just from shooting through the hole. I'm going to break the barricade. I'm going to look through the hole again. Nomad's starting to push up. I'm going to start putting more holes in the cargo wall. And then I get an idea. I'm going to tell Nomad to wait and not do anything. Just keep the angle so he can't run out. I'm going to tell Nomad to fire an air jab into Animus. Best case, it pushes the Warden. Worst case, it scares him a little. She shoots the air jab in there. I'm going to get on the hatch that I opened, look down, and have this angle on the Warden, because he was looking at the air jab that's next to me instead of looking up at the hatch, which I'd sprinted the whole time. He should have been able to hear me. This team banned, I don't even remember what they banned first round. I think it was Blackbeard or some shit. They banned Thermite, so we just went ace, and they banned Callie, which really didn't do anything, honestly, because they weren't playing any electric. Their bans had literally no effect on us. They were playing bans just to target ban, but they still played so badly that the bans didn't give them anything. They still made very big mistakes. They still were bad at Siege fundamentally. I don't even remember what they banned this round. I think for us, they banned like Rook or some shit. Let's just go through the prep. Let's just actually do a real prep. We're going to get the IT wall. We have a Kaid to electrify that wall. Upstairs, we're making our holes, we're making our rotates, we're setting up everything. We're actually setting up this site and actually using our reinforcements and everything. We already have 5 walls set up. We have 2 IT. I think we're about to set up 2 connector, if I remember this right. 2 warehouse. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, we used 1 over here for command. We actually have a setup and we actually have utility. We have Kaid and Tubarao to help deny walls. We have Clash to hold rafters. We have Pulse for the utility. And we have Melusi for the CC. So this is a solid comp. Whereas they have Sledge, Twitch, Fuse, Blackbeard. So very gunner, very sort of destroy things comp. But nothing's really going to get opened per se. There's no hard breach. There's some gadget destruction, sorta. But Twitch can't destroy a Melusi. And even if she destroys the stick or destroys a Zoto, they don't have a hard breach, so that's kind of a waste. And she can't destroy the Clash shield, so Twitch is a waste. Sledge can open a barricade, I guess. Fuse could hit a wall if we give him the space. And Blackbeard is Blackbeard. So that's sort of the gist of what their entire comp can do. So Sledge is spawning over here. I think the rest of the team spawned over helipad. Yeah, the rest of the team spawned helipad. Blackbeard's taking his time. They're going to come up the stairs, sort of position themselves like they were going to hit the wall. Fuse has hard breaches, so I guess that's their plan. I guess. So they're all coming to the wall. I'm positioning next to IT wall. So if they hit it, I can freeze it and actually stall it. Sledge takes a little bit of damage peeking electrical window because we have someone holding electrical. The other 3 are just sort of waiting for something. I think they're expecting the Twitch to destroy whatever's on the wall. So Blackbeard pushes in. Looks at our Clash, basically. Clash is gonna, unfortunately get zoned out. Get naded, because we didn't have a nade catch. That's fine. At the same time, Sledge hopped in electrical and immediately ate shit. I see that we've lost Rafters control, so I'm going to rotate around, put some pressure on the Blackbeard, throw the Nitro, and let me go back and show that from the top down. So the Blackbeard's pushing up. Fuse is just pushing behind him. I throw the Nitro between them. And that's a double right there. So now the last person is this Twitch, who's going to hop into electrical, because no one was watching electrical at the time. That was actually just siege timing. She's going to walk in and just hold electrical door. And take care of me at the precise moment that I happen to go for wall. She comes into this position to go for the plant. As I'm screaming to the team, she's inside, because I actually communicate to my team. Melusi's going to push up. Kaid is going to make a hole. And she's dead. There were a million ways the team fucked up. I don't even think I could go over every single one, or this video would be an hour long. This team relied on target banning to fix their issues. Mostly about the wall. They banned Thermite and Callie, but then proceeded to do nothing about the wall or about the vertical or anything. They actually just went, hey, the thermite killed us. Ban the thermite. They just used the bans as sort of a fuck you, I guess. The bans did nothing to fix just how bad they were. And yeah, that's a 4-0 Night Haven that the enemy just couldn't play, I guess, because they didn't know how to play it. This is the kind of team that's just a bunch of gunners that don't know how to play Siege proper. They just know how to win duels. Not even duels per se, just they know how to get a clever peek on a dude who's never played Siege before. And that's not us. And yeah, peace.